Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Let's walk to the side. All right. Go back. So today I'm going to be talking about drive sales and build for the future with order management. So just out of curiosity, how many people here are merchants? Okay, so we've got a couple merchants. That way I can tailor. My English is okay because my Polish is terrible. So we'll try and tailor the talk to merchants as well as developers. I think the majority of the room is developers or people work at an agency, right? And we have some in the front. So let's start talking about this. So we see over here a worldwide e-commerce sales in trillions of US dollars. So you can see a very simple trend going on here. Online sales is growing. And the need of technology has never been more relevant in order to aid what's happening. Now, the era we live in, I don't know about in Europe, but with the US, Amazon is killing it in a positive way, meaning people have the expectations. They click a button, an hour later it's delivered by drone. One day drone, but 2 hours it's being delivered. And they're doing that all through technology. So now that's the big boys. What about all the regular retailers? What can they offer their customers in order to use technology much better, in order to give them the experience to make way for this growth as it's going to be growing? Growth means more competitors. What can we do to ensure that you have what you need to grow further? So we're going to start with the benefits of order management before we start seeing of how that actually drives sales. So the first thing is a core foundation with the OMS side. And what we have here is efficiency. So an order management system is going to allow you to streamline and automate. When you have orders come in, that you can take what's coming in there and you can automate how it's going to be fulfilled. If you have got multiple warehouses, that it can automatically decide which warehouse is the closest warehouse to fulfill from and actually ship it from there. Therefore, automating the process, less human error involved. That's saving, moving to the next one, saving time, reducing human error. You're able to really focus your attention on other areas. It decreases operational costs. You don't need to have as many people in the warehouse or as big as a warehouse if you can act more efficiently. More money can be spent on sales and marketing. That's actually the biggest trend that we've seen happening now, that as people are growing their businesses, they've reached a limit to how much they can spend on sales and marketing. And now what they want to do is, instead of spending money on marketing, save money on operational needs and therefore increase the bottom line, increase the profit. And then the investment increases sales, and we'll get into that one further along. Now, this is an interesting study that was done that showed that human error is a top issue in 46% of warehouses. And this one, I mean, we talk about development, the importance of it, but this one actually saves lives. We see over here that in a medical center, when they installed barcodes on medication, it reduced errors by 41%. That means reducing errors by 41%. There was 41% errors being made of people getting the wrong medicine. So this is really, yes, we joke around about e-commerce as life-changing, but this is really life-saving, having the ability to ensure that the patients get the right medication, and 41% decrease in errors. So we see the importance of having the barcode system and the efficiency in the warehouses. Moving into productivity. So we touched on this a little bit before. The time that would have been spent correcting errors can be, from manual processes can be better spent in other areas. Automated processes also allow for time originally spent doing manual things to be done in other things, other areas. As I'm sure you know, as a business owner, you've got many different things you need to be working on. Going around the warehouse, fixing issues from human error is not one that you want to be doing, but it's one that unfortunately you have to. So having an automated platform is going to allow you to save time over there. You repurpose your personnel. So this is the big thing when we speak to merchants and they're worried about implementing a system and they're going to have to let go X amount of people in the warehouse. That's not always the case. You can reuse people's talents in other areas of the business to continue the growth. And then better utilization of employee time. So that can increase developments in marketing and sales tactics, that people are not busy with the day-to-day, the mundane, boring work that can be replaced by a cool order management system. So now, accessibility. So back in the day, you'd have a big server room where you'd have all the servers hosted and you'd have a DevOps person there running all the hardware. Now that pretty much goes out the window. Everything can be done from the cloud. You can log in remotely. If you're going on vacation and you're the business owner, you can still manage everything when you're away. You don't need an on-site server, you don't need the hardware. It can all be done via the cloud. and to have different rules, permission settings. That way different people in the warehouse are able to access what you want them to access. So you've got full control of the security of the site as well. Just like we talk about security a lot with Magento, OMS is just as important. If there are security issues, your data gets hacked, it's just as important to make sure that you've got the right permission set. Another great example is custom workflows. So a good OMS lets you build the OMS platform around your needs. It used to be that you used to reconfigure your business to go around how the OMS platform works, and you'd have to change your business workflow in order to accommodate the software. Now, with some new OMS platforms out there, which we'll talk about at the end, because give you some examples, you're able to customize to the nth degree the exact workflow that you need. So we've done many implementations for different businesses. Even though similar businesses, they have very different workflows. Could be a t-shirt company, but company A has this process, company B has that process. Same product, but the internal workflow. So you don't need to be limited by how the software is built. Connect with different parts of your business with automated integration. So let's say you've got the OMS side, but then how about the whole e-commerce side? And how about the multi-channel, selling on Amazon, on eBay, on all the marketplaces, and the ERPs, the accounting softwares? All of these things to be able to have open API that you can integrate with everything. And then every business is different, being able to customize it to the exact requirement that you have. Now, scalability. So this is one of the things we took over a client, and they were having an issue with another OMS platform where anytime they had over 500 orders in a day, the system wouldn't let them process it, and they had to do it in batches. So a scalable OMS system allows you to grow with it. So now they can do unlimited orders. Right now they're doing about 5,000, so you can see that once they switched over, they were able to scale the business further. And you shouldn't be inhibited or held back by your OMS choice. As your business grows, the OMS needs to be able to handle increased volume products, orders, channels, vendors. Being able to bring on new channels a moment's notice is something that's becoming very important. We've heard from some merchants when they get an opportunity, let's say in South America, there's some obscure marketing channel that they want to integrate with. Their OMS platform won't let them, so they cannot go and advertise in that area. Being able to sell different marketplaces, channels without worrying about your OMS being able to integrate, that ties into that. But you need to be able to not have your business limited by technology. Technology today needs to be able to take you to the next level where you can never have a business opportunity that you have to turn down because your technology cannot handle it. So another very key piece with the OMS, because the OMS is pulling in all the information from everywhere, and this is our saying, data is king. When you have data, you can manipulate it in many different ways, extrapolate the data to be able to learn trends that are going on, and obviously forecasting. So data coming in from different departments, so you can streamline everything coming in, so you can see which departments are more profitable, which marketplaces are actually converting the orders. And then even within marketplaces, let's say Amazon, so we have many sellers on Amazon who might not actually be profitable, but they're just making sales. You have all the hidden costs involved in selling on Amazon. So being able to streamline all the data and then being able to forecast and see if it's even profitable to be continuing in that road. Use past data to predict what you'll need for the following year. Forecasting, having a look at the previous holiday season. See, okay, we sold this amount, this is what we want to be ordering in from China or wherever you're manufacturing, or if you're manufacturing yourself, being able to plan for that. That way you're not having an overstock. It could be you're in a business where you're printing, I don't know, calendars. You know, a 2020 calendar is going to be useless in 2021. So you need to make sure that you're creating the right amount and you can forecast it accurately. And then with these accurate predictions, money can be spent more efficiently because you're not going to be having the overstock. So here, a crazy number, US retailers are currently sitting on about $1.43 in inventory for every $1 of sales they make. So you can see that's 43% of cash that they're sitting on for every $1 of sales they're doing, which is, for the merchants here, that's not a good number to have. So a quality OMS, it's going to save you money. It's going to let you put the money back that you spent on the software, normally within a short amount of time. Money spent on correcting errors via admin or operative costs can be spent on other necessities. ability to automate money-saving processes, comparison shipping rates. If somebody orders next-day shipping, and I apologize for using the US terminology, but you have UPS, USPS, FedEx, DHL. If somebody orders next-day air, you don't really care how it's being shipped. You want it shipped next day air. So being able to do the shipping comparisons, being able to check the rates, it changes literally on a daily basis, and printing out that label automatically. That way you are saving money on the shipping costs and the customer's still getting the same service they requested. Newer OMS systems, they save money. I remember back in the day, you'd have all the expensive hardware. They're still around. Not going to mention any of those names, but you can be spending $1,500, $2,000 on the hardware, on the guns and the barcode readers. Nowadays, we've got one client where they bought a simple Android tablet and a $40 Bluetooth barcode reader, and they're able to manage the whole warehouse just like that, not spending tens of thousands of dollars on hardware. So that's the cost savings an OMS can provide. So now we're going to start talking about the drive. How is this actually going to go ahead and make you more sales? What are the advantages of having an efficient OMS platform that can help you go and drive further business coming into the ecosystem? So very great statistic. 50% of shoppers say they decided where to shop online based on whether or not they could buy online, pick up in store, BOPIS. So this is my humble prediction. Yes, e-commerce is rising tremendously. However, we still have retail locations. You still have the brick and mortars, and I don't think they're going away anywhere. And this is where I see the people who are going to be successful really utilize this technology of buy online, pick up in store, where yes, they have the big e-commerce presence, but they know bringing the customer into the store, there's nothing like picking up a box or picking up a good, picking it from the shelves. There's no technology out there that can simulate you walking down down the aisles and picking up those items. Using this technology, they're going to be driving more people into the stores, which will then build up the brand name again, because on the website, they might forget who they ordered from. It's going to allow you to upsell, to cross-sell them. And then, most importantly, get them to come back as a repeat customer. So 90% of retailers plan to implement BOPIS by 2021. So buy online, pick up in store, it's creating a shopping experience. Offering it requires automated processes. You need to be able to have the OMS platform, pull the order in, flag it if it's an online order that's going to be picked up in store, send it to the store, print it out, go have it ready. That way when the customer comes in, it's sitting there waiting for them. So you need to have that technology in order to offer this service to the customers. And then you can customize the workflow to allow customers to place it online and have it picked up right away. We've done some studies where we're using our software and integrations, it could be done in as little as 20 minutes, having the order ready to be picked up by the customer. So that's just one ability that a solid OMS platform can do, is to drive more sales using the buy online, pick up in store. Another one's accurate inventory. So an OMS is going to help you keep track of the inventory that you have, and being able to track inventory coming in as well as going out. So coming out is something that we talk about a lot, the whole fulfillment cycle, the picking, the packing. What about the putting away cycle? That's just as important. Being able to know where things are in the warehouse from when things get scanned in on the loading dock to where it gets put away, if it's getting put on a cart. Monitoring the time, making sure that things are being put away in the right place. If you put things away in the wrong place, it makes it even harder for the pickers when they're going to fulfill the orders to go and implement. So that's another very important aspect here. Having an accurate report of what you currently have in stock, as well as orders placed from vendors, and knowing what you physically have in the warehouse. If you're running multiple warehouses, knowing what you have in each one, very important for your cost of goods, for your accounting purposes, to know what the worth is of stock. And then from vendors, knowing what's going to be received. You place an order from a vendor, it should be showing up there as back ordered or whatever status you're going to be giving it. And then alerted when you're running low so you can reorder in a timely manner. Having these automated things with our system, we've actually created something where you're able to have a low stock notification, where it will automatically create a draft purchase order. And this is with many systems out there, where you can have a draft purchase order where it will create it for the vendor. That way it can be just approved by the management and the purchase order created. prevents customers from being disappointed when out of stock indication. So by you being able to forecast what you're going to be needing, you're going to be able to keep the page on your website active, in stock, and hopefully sell more of the items. So accurate inventory is the heart of any business. You can have the greatest business in the world, the greatest sales and marketing teams. If you don't have product, you don't have a business. So that's really the heart, and that's where an OMS platform really takes precedence and importance. Faster fulfillment. So an OMS is going to let you use automated processes. One of the key things we were talking about before was putting things away in the right place. And that ties into being able to speed up fulfillment. When you have what is called in the industry waves, let's say you've got 5,000 orders that you need to fulfill in a day. And you can create a wave where you take the first 500 orders and you wave it, or you group it together, and it will tell the picker, right, walk through, and it's got a map of the warehouse, and walk in this direction through the warehouse in order to get the items. That way you're not crossing the same aisle twice. You're going once through the aisle, getting everything you need for all 500 orders, or however many it is, and that way you can really speed up the whole fulfillment process. Another example that we've seen is people walk through the warehouse with the carts. Now, the carts can have limits on how many packages they have or the weight of them. So when you're creating the wave, you can set up the limit of how much a max weight would be. Why do I mention this? Because by the picker having this all predefined, they don't have to stop in the middle, go unload, restart, not remember where he was going. You're taking all the points of contention out, where you're letting very little room for human error by defining the purposes and defining the processes for the pickers. This avoids cases of customer dissatisfaction when late arrival of purchases. I don't know how it works in Poland. In the US, you have the cutoff times, where if you don't have the parcel ready when UPS or FedEx shows up at 4 p.m., it doesn't go. Now, if an order comes in, if your fulfillment process is not streamlined, you could not be ready for when they show up to pick up the packages. And that means the customer doesn't get the package the next day or 2 days. So this really does have a direct impact on the customer service. And then bottom line, happy customers become repeat customers. And that's something that, you spend all your money on sales and marketing, you want the customers to keep coming back. You don't want to spend that money to get the customer in for a one-time purchase. You want them to come back again without having to buy them again, so to speak, on the sales and marketing. Dropship and vendor capabilities. So a good OMS is going to allow for streamlined dropship and vendor purchase order capabilities. Let's say, using a case study as an example, you have an order that comes in, and you don't have it in stock, but you have a quality OMS system. Now, this OMS system can see what you have in all your warehouses, and it can also keep track of all of your vendors and what they have. So now when you have an order come in and you don't have it in stock to fulfill, you can submit or have the system automatically create a purchase order to create a dropship item and send the purchase order to the vendor with the address. It will automatically get sent over. They will accept it. And once they've shipped it out, send a tracking number back to the system, and then send it back, tracking number obviously back to Magento or whatever e-commerce platform you're using to alert the customer it's being shipped. So having a good OMS allows you to offer a lot more inventory without paying for the warehouse space. You're not buying the inventory, not storing it. It costs money to store products in a warehouse. It costs money to purchase them. This way you've got the ability to expand your catalog. You can offer a lot more products to the customers. So let's say right now you offer 1,000 products to your customers. With a good OMS platform, you can really expand that to tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of products by having this all automated. So the results are in the numbers. So here's some very cool statistics that we found. So 50% reduction in directed pickups and put away. So forklift time can be reduced by 50% if they know where they're going. If you leave it up to the warehouse workers, they are going to not go the most optimal way. They're going to take breaks, they're going to be delays, they're going to go around what they think is the best, whereas the computer system can be fine-tuned to give them that direct approach, and that can save 50% of time. Now, talking about forklifts, you're actually saving the environment as well, all the gas that you go through there. 20% improvement on inventory accuracy. So being able to have that accuracy in place, that way you know what you have, where you have, 20% improvement there. operating costs, you could see as much as a 35% reduction in operating costs of your warehouses with an optimal OMS platform. Inventory costs, carrying too much inventory is 27% reduction. That's what the studies that we saw. And then shipment accuracy is a 5% improvement, which 5% on your shipping costs for those that ship out regularly, you can appreciate that's a real discount. So to sum up, we've got the drive sales and generate growth topic that we were talking about. And I'll just lead here a little bit because I forgot to do an introduction at the beginning. So we'll do things a little bit backwards and do it at the end, just as with the finale. So I'm the CEO of Websolutions NYC, which is a New York-based Magento agency. Reason why I'm here, meet Magento Poland, is I have a pretty big side of the company here in Poland with our development staff. Actually, a few sitting right in the front here. At the same time, we also built a platform for order management called SKU Nexus, which is an open source inventory order warehouse management platform. And that's where I'm basing the whole topic that I just spoke about from. So it's actually good I did this afterwards, because now you can see how all this is irrelevant to Web Solutions or SKU Nexus or anything I do myself, but this is just a global entryway to get more info into these pieces. So to try to sum up a little bit here, we've got choosing to invest in quality order management system is going to equip your business with the tools needed to rise above the competition. Let you be the ones leading the technology in your industry, in your vertical. You should be the ones pushing forward there. Reduce human error. Let's face it, humans are great, computers are better. Right? We can do a lot more with a computer. You have great developers out there that can create the algorithms that will take out that human error that you face. Reduce hardware and associated costs. You don't need to have all those expensive hardware tools anymore. You're able to really bring it down. Keep track of inventory every stage of the sales process. So if a customer calls up and says, "Where's my order?" with a click of a button, the customer service person can say, "Oh, it's actually being packed as we speak." Or, "Oh, they're going out to pick it as we speak." "Oh, UPS picked it up 2 hours ago. You should have the update coming shortly." Introduce BOPIS capabilities, drawing customers, allowing you to, that's a key feature here, to drive more sales. That's what we want to be doing, being able to introduce new capabilities. And BOPIS is today. Who knows what's going to be in 2, 3, 5 years' time? So having the technology open and available to allow you to expand further. Utilize the extra time you have in the most productive ways. I like to call set it and forget it. You set this up once the right way. We have a client, they ship out in their peak season 3,000 shipments a day. And they set it and forget it. They come in the morning, press a print button, prints out 3,000 shipping labels. It's got everything predefined. Yes, once in a while they have a couple of issues with orders that are a little bit misconfigured, but they're able to really focus on the sales and marketing and other areas that have always been lacking, because now they have the time to do that. And then customize the software to fit your unique workflow. Let the software do the work for you that you don't want to do, that can be automated. We speak to so many people and they say, "Oh, 4 hours of the day I'm busy doing all these menial tasks that can really be avoided with some key automation." So that's my thoughts on the topic. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. I finished a little bit early, so you can go back and have some more drinks or eat more. Thank you very much for your time.